Hello, I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's Wednesday night, time for favorites. Yeah, favorites is probably the show that most people like the most, I think, on this channel. It can be quite fun. Sometimes it's a lot of work, this particular channel and stuff. But I picked out a topic that I've been thinking about for a while, off and on. And first time I did, I didn't write it down, so I forgot about it. But then I came back to it. So basically, what I'm going to talk about tonight is I've picked out 5 bands. I had others too, but I picked these 5 out because I think they kind of symbolize what I'm talking about. So I don't know if any of you have ever had this, where you had those bands that you bought a few albums of and you really like them, and then for no reason that you can think of, you just stop listening to them. You don't listen to the albums anymore. You don't listen to anything new. You don't pursue anything that you might have missed. I've got those. That's what these bands are to me. They're basically 5 bands that at one time I liked. I'm looking at them all, and almost all of them I liked a lot, and I still don't. Like they're still among bands that I like a lot. I just never pursued them beyond the few albums that I got. So I don't really know why that happened. So we're going to call this 5 bands that I never pursued past a couple of albums or something like that. That's what it'll come up as when I upload it. So we'll start. They're not in any particular order. I'm just going to do them the way they are right here. The first one might come as a little bit of a surprise to people, and that's the Pretenders. This is a band that I think those first 3 albums are absolutely fantastic. I love them all, especially Learning to Crawl. This one is really solid too, though. But Learning to Crawl is a great album. Lots of that early stuff going on, but a lot of more smooth, more oriented stuff. But just absolutely killer tunes. That's what makes this band, is the music is fantastic. But I got to that 3rd album, and that's it. I just stopped with them. It just occurred, and then I just never pursued it beyond that, which was kind of funny because I did like this band a lot and was listening specifically this album and that one I listened to quite a bit. So you like, this album came out in 1980, 79, 80. And the other 2 were like 80, 81, and 82. Was right into this band, and then for no reason, I just stopped listening to them. I didn't listen to them. I would listen to the old stuff, like this one and Learning to Crawl, and even number 2 when I had it. I did listen to them quite a bit. Every once in a while, I'd pull them out. I still do. Not as much as I used to, but I do. I just never went beyond that. I stopped at the 3rd album, and that was the end of it. So there's one band that just dropped off for me, I guess you might want to call it. The next one out is this band, Max Webster. And this might be a little surprise to people. I do like Max Webster. I like this album the best. This is my favorite of their albums. And I like Kim Mitchell's stuff too, but I listened to this album. I've listened to their music for, God, got to be 50 years or 45 years anyways. And but once I got through the initial listening to them on the radio and that Rush days, and then Kim Mitchell went on his own, I just never listened to them anymore. And I'm not sure why. I think they're great. I think their music is great. It's very, it's a mix of a lot of different kind of genres. And of course, they're on Anthem Records, and I like Kim Mitchell's vocals a lot, and there's a couple of really excellent songs on here. But I just stopped listening to them. They just dropped off. I don't know why. The next band up, this is a band that, in this particular collection of hits, which is my favorite part from them, has some absolute killer stuff on here. This was an album I listened to a lot in my car. I played it a lot. It's kind of a bit worn. I want to see how worn it is, actually. Yeah, it's a bit worn. It's not too bad, but it's a bit worn. And, they've got lots of stuff out there. I've actually gone online and listened to this stuff a bit too, and then they just dropped off. I just didn't care anymore. I didn't want to hear them anymore. And we talk about Lynyrd Skynyrd. Yeah, some absolutely killer stuff. But I really don't listen to this band anymore, and I'm not really sure why. They just dropped off, and I don't even. Whenever I go in the store, if I see stuff from those first three bands I just said, if I see them anywhere, I just walk past it. I don't even look at them, even though I know there's probably stuff in there I'd like. But I did. This is the band that may surprise you the most. This band is a top 25 band for me, based on one particular album, but on all three of the albums featuring this vocalist, Ronnie James Dio, on A Rainbow. This is a good album. A Rainbow Rising is a absolutely killer album, and the first album is really good too. I like all three of them, but as soon as I was listening to a lot, and then as soon as I stopped listening to them, that was it. I never pursued them beyond this, and really have never had any real interest in going beyond the three albums that I have. And I'm not saying it's about Ronnie, but it could be. But I just but I do like Ritchie Blackmore's guitar playing. I like Cozy Powell's stuff quite a bit too. But I just never moved past the three Dio albums, and never had really any interest to go there. They just dropped off, and that was the end of them, right? So that's another band. And the fifth band, this will not really shock people because they probably think that's the case anyways, but this is a huge band. A lot of people really like these guys. Whenever I do any videos about them, they get huge amount of views. And that's Fleetwood Mac. And this is an absolute killer album, one of the best, one of the great albums of its time. Lots of stuff on here I like. Some of the stuff on some of their other stuff I like too, but I got the one album. I actually got another one. I saw it at a yard sale, so I bought it, but I haven't even really listened to it. I listened to it, I think, once, and then that was it. And I thought these guys were great. Their vocals are fantastic. Their songwriting is good, really catchy beats. I love the entire instrumentation of the band and everything. But I just, I was listening to them and enjoying them, and then that was it. I just stopped listening to them, and they went away, and I've never really listened to them too much. I've tried making a little bit of a comeback with them here and there, but not a serious one. So there they are. There you have it. 5 bands that I was into quite a bit, but they just dropped off, and they just never have really come back. That's it. That's pretty much the video I want. I'm sure lots of people watching have same bands that they're puzzled by why they don't really listen to them, when they knew at one point they were absolutely love them, and then they just, for no reason, it wasn't like with any of these bands, it wasn't like I just kind of got sick of them and tired of them and didn't like the music direction they were going in. To be honest with you, I don't even know what music direction they went in, because I didn't listen to it. I just didn't go any further with them. And yet I liked all that stuff. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I liked the stuff, and then I just never went any further with it. So go figure. So maybe I will give some of them a chance here to maybe get back on the good rails with me. Not that they're off the rails, because they're not, but maybe just wanting to have them more and play them more. So anyways, those are 5 bands that I loved at one time, loved a lot, and then they just dropped off the planet for me. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Favorites. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. Sorry, got a little bit of a tongue tie going on there. And don't forget to leave your comments in the comments section. If you want to be notified of upcoming videos, please hit the notification bell, and I will see you then. And take care and have yourself a great evening. Goodbye.